Greetings, YouTube. Now, I'm sorry. I kind of look like crap right now, but I just got out of the shower. And I don't get opportunities to make videos very often, so I figured I'd just take the chance now, before I forget again. Now, what is it? What is so important that I have to turn on my webcam and complain about it on YouTube? Hometown Buffet, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I had to go to Hometown Buffet just a few days ago, and I've been wanting to do this rant ever since. So today I'm going to do it. First off, it's gotten extremely expensive. It's like $8 or $9 a person now. Unless you're 11 or under, in which case they have this really weird system where it's like, starts out at like $1.20 or something, and then it's 60 cents for every year old you are. From 2 to 11, which means you have a baby that's like 1 year old or something, don't bring them, they're not welcome. Or maybe they just pay full price. That's gonna bug me for the rest of the video. Anyway, so, it's expensive, but that's understandable because you get as much food as you want, as much of any kind of food that you want. You can get unlimited salad, limited dessert, whatever. Seems like a cool idea. So you go, you pick your seat, you sit down. There's not even somebody that brings you a drink. That's BS. Even at restaurants and stuff, you know, even at places like Sizzler where there's a buffet all the time, there's somebody that brings you a drink. But no, sadly, you even have to do that yourself. So you go, you get a drink, you sit down, and then they even found a way to screw up seating. I don't know how they managed this, but they did. I like tables. Why do I like tables over booths? Because in tables, I can do this. See? I can move my arms, and it doesn't mess with anybody that's sitting next to me, because there is nobody sitting next to me. You have a square table, you have a seat here, seat here, seat here, seat here. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how tables are supposed to work. You're supposed to have it like that so that everybody can move or get up whenever they want to. But no. Hometown Buffet just had to be different. They have tables crossed like this, where you have seats going along here, which wouldn't be a problem, but they have none of these. None. Not one. The only ones that they have that are single tables are up against the wall here. They have 2 chairs here and 2 chairs here. Brilliant Hometown Buffet. So, you sit, and you're not sitting for very long, because obviously you have to go up and get your food. In my case, there are 3 of us. This is 3. That was my bad. 3 of us. So, my mom's is a little paranoid. She has 2 of us go while she stays. So we go and we get to the second, or I guess third now. Why am I having such a hard time with numbers today? Anyways, so we get on to the next problem, which is other people. One of the other things I like about restaurants is you sit down, you can drown out everybody else. Nobody cares what you're getting. You don't care what anybody else is getting. Nobody's in your conversation. Did nothing. It's fine. But at Hometown Buffet, since you don't actually order anything, you go and because the trays are about this big, you have to argue with other people to get it. Now, I don't mean actual arguing. I mean, if there is a retard standing there trying to decide whether they want the fried chicken or the baked chicken, you have to wait, because they control the only spoon used to get out the food, and you have no choice but to sit there and wait for them to get done, unless you want to go get something else. I found this hilarious. There just happened to be fried chicken cornbread, watermelon on this table. And over half of the people were black. I'm not racist or anything, but you have to admit that's kind of funny. Hometown buffet is genius. Anyway, now, the next problem. When you order food at a restaurant, or a regular restaurant, they go, they make it, they give it to you. At Hometown Buffet, they go, they make it, and they let it sit on the table until it's all eaten. Which means if you just happen to get there 2 hours after they got done, after they put it out for people to get, then you're eating food that is 2 hours old. Now, people complain about places like McDonald's who just make their hamburgers and put them in like a little heating oven thing, waiting for people to come and order it so they can give it to them to eat. But that's just nasty. Especially since there's so many other people that have rummaged through the dishes that you want to get. So, you go, you finally get your plate, you sit down, and you test it. You eat a couple of bites of each of the courses that you got. I don't know if courses is the right word, but you get the idea. And you find out that part of it is either cold, disgusting, or too hard to taste. Brilliant. I wanted to pay $9 for 20% of a meal, because the rest of it is junk. But anyways, if you can stomach this, then you can go and you can get as much as you want to, but that means you have to deal with everybody else again. So most of the time it's best to just get everything you want to with one trip, that way you don't have to get up again. Their dessert layout is nice. They have cakes, like different kinds of cakes, and they're actually really good. I think my mom's called it like red pudding or something. It's like pudding with like cake on top of it. It's good. Anyways. So, putting food aside for a minute, there are waiters and waitresses. Let me repeat that. I'm sorry. There are waiters and waitresses at Hometown Buffet. What do, you ask? Nothing. And this isn't the nothing like, oh, well, they just barely do anything, they don't do enough to actually get paid what they're doing. No, they do nothing. They come over to you once, and they say, hello, I will be your server today, and then they leave. They don't come get your dishes. They don't serve you anything. They don't get your drinks. They don't do anything. They're just there, expecting you to tip them for doing nothing, for coming over and saying hello. I'll tell you hello for free. Just ask me. So then you finish your meal in your booth with no room, or table with equally no room, and they don't allow you to take any of the food out, which I think is also crap, because at like $9, I expect to be able to get as much food as I want to. I don't see a difference between eating it there in the restaurant and just getting a bit to take home. I can understand, like, if they put limits on it, because I don't want some fat guy just taking everything and shoveling it out the door. No, I don't care. But I should be able to walk out with an ice cream cone. Be fair. Might I also add that Hometown Buffet is out in the middle of freaking nowhere. You see, I live in Barstow. The only time I can ever get to Hometown Buffet is when we go to Victorville. And in Victorville, it's about the size, or it's about in the same location as a laundromat. Yeah, that was probably a really bad example. But my point is, it's hard to find, the food's not good, you have to deal with other people, can't take any of the food home, they have waitresses that do nothing, and it's expensive. Just go eat somewhere good. I think that's it. And stop.